What's good? You already know what's poppin'. Welcome to another halftime show. I guess halftime show number 2. The midway season show number 3. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, but you know it's your girl, Shady Cartier. This is the Unknown Unknowns podcast with your boy, Mobius. Say
Hello
what's up.
there.
Yeah, buddy. What's poppin'? What's poppin'? All right, so this some bullshit. So if you heard the other halftime show, you already know what we talking about. We talking about politics. We you know what I'm saying? We ain't trying to give it a whole episode. They not worth it for real. But we just want to be up on current events, and we want to make sure that when we do our other episodes, that we're not like missing out or ignoring the reality of fucking 2020. So, welcome.
At this point, we are in the middle of October. So the first presidential election debate thing came out. We talked about that. So now we're going to talk about the vice presidential debate today. And then when the next presidential debate comes out, the second one, we will dive into that probably. Depends on if they actually say anything, because the first one was just an hour of Mr. President, please.
I will blow my brains out. I can't do it.
So let's get into it.
Yeah, I guess I want to call this one. I didn't even have like a cool thing to say last time, but I want to call this episode Politics, the Art of Avoidance. Bruh, that's what both of the halftime shows should have been. And that's probably what I should, when we post them, it should be like the Art of Avoidance 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Like, cause this shit is crazy. So you already know what's good. We got Kamala on the Joe Biden, you know what I'm saying? She wants to be the next VP. And then we got the current VP Pence. Pence. Prince.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry,
Prince fly the Pence.
Sorry, Prince. I would try to like shit on him and call him Prince, but that's like
no,
that's not even shitting on him. Prince was the shit. So, shout out to Prince and his family. You know, rest in peace. Good money.
Yeah.
Shout out to Susan Page, the moderator. First of all, I want to say, Shawty was way too nice.
I mean, she got it done.
Thank you, Mr. Vice President. Thank you, Mr. Vice President. Thank you.
Yeah. She just give about three of them, and then she started getting louder. Like, I will cut your mic.
Thank you. I ain't hear her say that at all. And
no,
she didn't seem like she was about it at all. She didn't seem about it.
You know, no. I mean, they didn't try to play her like they did the last time with the other guy.
Wallace.
So, yeah.
Well, that shit was terrible.
Mr. President.
It was terrible.
Mr. President.
It was terrible. Like, what are y'all really doing out here? Like, this shit was crazy.
It's my turn, Mr. President.
We got some random shit to talk about. You know, we're going to say that for the end. So let's, like, we're going to get into the facts, I guess. I don't know.
All right, so we did watch the whole thing, for the most part.
90 minutes of suicide attempts.
We did watch it. Then we watched some highlights and picked over things that we really wanted to talk on ourselves. Yeah, I guess let's dive into it.
Yeah, man. I mean, just like last time, you know, we pull up the facts. You already know. So we're gonna go to CNN is gonna help us with this episode, even though I really don't trust them that much. I didn't find like the stuff I wanted to talk about on the NPR website. Shout out to NPR, love NPR.
Out here.
But we, you know, so we gonna touch on a few things. You know what I'm saying? Let's start with oh, okay, the funniest shit ever. President Trump's taxes. Like, you know, let's start light. Cause this shit ain't got nothing to do with saving the world. Let's get real.
But with an asterisk.
Right, as usual.
Asterisk.
This is some bullshit. Everybody already know what's up. Everybody been going after this mad Trump. When you gonna like show us your taxes? Then I guess his taxes came out and it was for $750. And Kamala was like, what?
Is that 700,000? 75,000? Like, I feel like there's some zeros missing.
Yeah, it was crazy.
750.
So what she said verbatim, just so everyone is clear, when we say in debt, it means you owe money to somebody. It would be really good to know who the president, who the president of the United States, the commander in chief, owes money to.
The Russian, maybe China.
I don't know. Shout out to whoever Trump owes money to.
Lots of people.
Because the American people have the right to know what is influencing the president's decisions. And is he making those choices or decisions on the best interest of the American people? Of you?
No.
Or self-interest? You already know what it is. So, they didn't really get into like the other part of what me and you discussed earlier with the $750. And so one thing I'm learning a lot. I'm starting my own LLC. Shout out to entrepreneurs. I'm learning a lot about business and taxes and how to write things off and how important it is to keep your invoices and your paperwork and meeting notes and to log all of this information and to make sure your paperwork is on point, because there are so many things that you can write off on your taxes. Like, you can literally make so many bad financial decisions and mistakes trying to start a business and not have it, for the most part, affects your personal life. And so, people got to understand, when you start the LLC or when you start those businesses, like, that's something completely separate. And so, hey, Donald Trump ain't got his, if he, to me, you doing everything right? You're doing everything right. If everybody else is paying taxes and you're not, you must be doing something right. There's some fine print that he is aware of. And I heard this a long time ago. I mean, if you go look it up, what is it called? I can't even think of it. Not employment tax, but the tax for making money.
Income tax?
Income tax.
What?
I'm so slow. I'm so slow, y'all. Income tax is actually illegal. And so, if you got that bag and you got that lawyer and you got that, you was doing everything right in the first place, writing things off the way they're supposed to be writing off, rubbing elbows with the right motherfuckers, then I guess your taxes would be $750 too. And so, for Kamala to sit up there and be like, I don't know how he pays $750. If you just now joining the club for real, okay, you might not know. Okay, but Biden know. I bet you the celebrities know. Like, come on, young. Somebody know how to do that, but we don't know how to get around that. And so that's what, knowledge is power. And I feel like they've been holding knowledge back forever. So we won't know these basic things. So we won't know the algorithms in the banking system. So we'll win instead of giving our money over to somebody who tell us we going to win. And it's really up to them whether we win or fucking lose. Like, come on. So Pence's response was, the American people have a president who, a businessman, a job creator. He's paid tens of millions of dollars in taxes, payroll, property taxes, creating tens of thousands of American jobs. The president said the reports are not accurate. The president also released stacks of financial disclosures the American people can review just as the law allows, the vice president said. Yeah, I don't know about how true that is. So anyway, let's get into that Rona?
Yeah.
That Rona? Pay attention to your taxes, y'all. Get you a book or date a tax person. And get that intel.
Preferably both.
On that Rona, when it comes to that Rona, Pence said, the fact that you continue to undermine public confidence in a vaccine, if a vaccine emerges during the Trump administration, I think is unconscionable, Pence said. Senator, I just ask you, stop playing politics with people's lives. That's because the lady was like, I thought Kamala went first, but I guess she didn't. Because the way they got it up here.
No.
What was the question? Because this don't not even like CNN is trash for the way they got this shit lined up.
It was so the lady was like, all right, if I forgot the question.
I thought
if a vaccine came out or something like that, how are you
use it? And let me see what her.
So let
me read her.
If it was Fauci or some actual scientist, yeah, I'll take it.
That's what so I'm just thrown off at the way they stacked it up because it's like his is a response to hers. But anyway,
but he responded to what she said because she didn't really answer. She was just like, if it was Fauci, I'll take it.
Yeah.
If Trump says, here it is, it's the truth, it works, and I'm not gonna take it, and then that was it.
Straight up.
And then,
no, you're right. And then he answered. I'm saying the way they got it stacked up. Again, CNN is trash. So yeah, the question was, like Mobius said, is you gonna take it if the vaccine come out tomorrow? What you gonna do? Fuck no. If Trump says it, so literally that's what she said. Like Mobius got it 100% correct. So and I get it. Like I even understand Pence's point of view. Like, first of all, vaccines work, so don't be telling people like it's not about the vaccine or not, because for me that's what the real issue is.
Mm-hmm.
It's not about who advises the vaccine. For me, it's about whether vaccines are good for you or not, really.
Right.
And I am not on the team with vaccines. I'm sorry. What was it? Ebola? One of them diseases, they was like, oh, we gonna blow it up your nose. Let's just peel some of this skin off and then grind it up, and we gonna blow it up your nose, and then you gonna be good. That was the vaccine. Nigga, like I don't know when that was. I don't remember which disease that was, bro. But I'm probably gonna die. Like, I don't know, you gonna blow something up my nose. Like, if I ain't got this shit, bro,
I'm good.
Cause we talking about, like, what are we talking about? Like a preventive vaccine, or you got this shit, here's the cure vaccine. Like, nigga, if I got this shit, here go the cure, cool, baby. But yeah, I really don't even want it. Like, if I got coronavirus tomorrow, and I was quarantining for, like, what's the amount of time?
14 days.
They say if you have it, you need to stay in the house for 14
days.
Days.
If you think you have it.
30 days.
If it's more than, if you do have it, then they just want you to go to the hospital.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
Self-quarantine for 14 days or 2 weeks.
Yep. All I'm saying, definitely at least 14 days, bruh. If I'm not dying, choking off my mucus fluids, if I'm not going through all that shit, no, I don't want that vaccine. Anyway, next thing.
Hardy cough.
On adding seats to the Supreme Court, Pence was such a jerk. This is a classic case of, if you can't win by the rules, you're going to change the rules, Pence said, turning to Harris and asking directly if she and Biden were going to pack the Supreme Court to get your way. So here's my confusion with him saying that. I thought that there were several blank seats still.
Mm-hmm.
Is that correct? Do you know about that?
I wouldn't know about that, actually.
Okay. So we didn't do no research on that. But it made me feel some type of way. Like, if there are empty seats, then we have to fill them.
I know there are empty seats. I don't know how many, because they just interviewed some lady, and Harris was one of the people that grilled the lady out. And I don't know whether they like her or not, or whether she got nominated or whatever. But I do know they were grilling people. It's not just the Supreme Court. It's a bunch of seats in Trump's administration that are empty.
That's
from,
what I'm saying.
From critical, energy and defense to civil service and all that stuff. It's all just atrocious.
But but even saying that sounds ridiculous. Two things: if the seats are empty, I have to fill them, and the next thing is, why would I fill them with opposing views?
Mm-hmm.
Like, of course, like, I feel like you should fill them with the best people for the job, whether they oppose you or not.
Right.
But just from a common sense thing, like, come on, what did Trump do? Everybody who did not listen, who banged with what he said,
you're gone.
Everybody who didn't jack him off, he was like, you're fired. So what are you talking about? Like, I'm not with that at all. Harris responded, she said, Joe and I are very clear. The American people are voting right now, and it should be their decision about who will serve on the court for a lifetime, she said. And that's why it's important for y'all to pay attention when you're voting. It's not just about the presidency. It's about all those other names on the ballot. They are so much, like, I almost feel like they're more important.
Yeah, because it's all your local stuff that builds up. Because even, so the thing with what Dave Chappelle said many years ago when he was like, let's give the guy a chance or whatever.
Not a clue.
It's sure, because at the end of the day, what Trump is doing, unless you live on the East Coast, anything he's doing won't really affect you in your day-to-day life. Now, any decisions he might make that change industry, like what he's doing with the FDA
Yes,
and the regulations and
dangerous.
stuff, yeah, that'll affect
Dangerous.
you in the long run. But he makes that decision today. 2 weeks from now, you're not really going to notice unless then you owe Uncle Sam money for these changes. So, it wasn't really a big deal, but it just turns into something else, and here we are, empty seats and his administration and all this nonsense with his taxes,
Shenanigans.
and it's been a rough year.
Right, let's move on to now. Speaking of rough year, on police violence and the death of Taylor, Harris said, "I talked with Breonna's mother and her family deserves justice. She was a beautiful young woman. Bad cops are bad for good cops. We need to a reform of policing in America and our criminal justice system. That's why Joe and I will immediately ban chokeholds and carotid holds." That
Um,
joke fucked me up. Yes, carotid.
so
Um,
cool story, bro, but
that's
multiple
fucked up.
agencies already have banned those, and they don't really do anything because cops still get away with them. And even on body cameras, such as the one in Minneapolis, and then the one several years ago in New York, the several high
Right.
profile cases. Okay, they didn't choke you out and kill you, so they threw you in the back of a van and then drove around and then you died. Okay, or they beat you
Oh,
off
yeah,
camera
yeah.
and then killed.
The point
Oh,
is,
he
we
was
will
dead when he
find a
got here.
way.
Or the guy who was in prison and then they gave him a hot ass steam bath and he died. So, cool story, Harris, but all just like gun control and all the laws that they keep passing to try to get people to do the things that they do with guns, it's there are already federal laws in place. You're either going to follow them or you won't. To the people who won't, they're just going to go to different states that are more loose and buy guns illegally off their black market, or due to the ATF's failed Fast and Furious operation, they're going to go south of the border, buy the guns that we sold over there, or I guess rather let slip across the border. Go down there, buy them, and then come back. And
Wow.
same problem. Go to Canada, same problem. Like we're connected to two ginormous land masses. You can't get rid of guns in the same way that you can't unless you just absolutely train every cop to be a black belt level so they won't have to rely on neck holds. It's already banned. It's a moot point in a lot of agencies. Like, no.
Cool story, bro. Well, just listening to what you said, I feel like part of the answer would be to, like, whatever. The cops that get caught up doing this shit,
Mm-hmm.
make them serve more time.
Yeah.
I mean, the law just needs to actually. So, okay, in the places where it's obviously banned, the law needs to actually be enforced.
Mm-hmm.
And the places where it's not banned, they need to ban it. And then the next step is to enforce the law. And so, I like what they said about the body cams. This ain't that question, but she did bring that up.
Yep.
Pence's response was, "The family of Breonna Taylor has our sympathies, but I trust our justice system. This presumption that you hear from Joe Biden and Kamala Harris that America is systemically racist, and as Joe Biden said, he believes that law enforcement has an implicit bias against minorities. It's a great insult to the men and women who serve in law enforcement. No, it's a great insult to the good men and women who serve in law enforcement.
Yeah.
It's the truth about the bad men and women who serve in law enforcement.
Yeah.
Let's not get it mixed up."
To anyone outside looking into that level of industry, blanket statements like that make you go, "Oh no, that's not bad," in the same way that you go, "Hey, here's a thing, say here's a bad thing. Vote against it to save babies." You go, "Of course." And there's no other context around that topic. It's just, well, what does this do? Why? How will this help save those babies? No, don't answer those. Don't ask those questions. We don't want you to know the answer to those questions. Just so him saying, justice hasn't been served, blah blah blah. I trust cops and stuff. Hey, cool. Because it's a hard job. So respect. But to just give a blanket. It's dismissive, and it dismisses everything that all the protests have gone on for. It's completely dismissive because now you're not even trying to listen to why. Because his next statement was about how, blah blah, cops are great. I don't agree with the rioting and the destruction and blah blah blah. So you just said all cops are great, and you're not trying to listen to me when I'm explaining why the system's so effed up. Which is all, it's just money. It's all, everything just comes back to money. But why the system is so messed up, or why there's implicit bias and there's science behind this fact. When even as a black person, you walk across the street when you see someone who's also black, and you're just like, I'm gonna walk across the street now. It happens. I've seen it happen. I do it when it's a bunch of people that I in a shady neighborhood. It just happens. It's society. It's all kinds of fucked up, and it's not right. But these are conversations that need to be had, and there's lots of conversations. They're super uncomfortable, but you have to have these conversations. And so he's not wrong, but like you were saying, Shady, it's all about, it's bad for good cops. And Harris said something similar. It's bad for good cops. You still got to have the conversation, but implicit bias does exist, and it's not just in cops. It's in every facet of American life, and it deserves to have a conversation, which it now has to have because it's popular now. There's been enough blood and black victims to where major companies are like, yeah, Black Lives Matter, cool, money. So next, I don't want to hark on that too long.
Woo, this Mobius. That's Mobius for you. All right, we only got two more. On trade, the vice president earlier said it's what he thinks as an accomplishment that the president's trade war with China. Harris said, you lost the trade war. You lost it. What ended up happening is because of a so-called trade war with China, America lost 300,000 manufacturing jobs. Pence response. Lost the trade war with China. Joe Biden never fought it. And that's what I didn't like. Bro, when we talking about, bro, the art of avoidance. Like, can we get on the topic? Can we talk about the things that matter? Like, what are you really, really talking about? Like, y'all out here lying. Like, y'all, you don't want to talk about real shit, bro. Like, come on. Just because somebody ain't had the chance. It's easy to say because you never had the chance you wouldn't be good for the job. Because they easily said that about Trump. Like, you're not good at running a business. Or are you? Sketchy ass Trump. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, apparently he's good at everything. He's good at lying and motherfucking deceiving.
He's good at recovering from viruses.
Look. Shit. That was on our bullshit ass topic list. Because I got a whole bunch of bullshit to go over. So we're not going to touch on that.
Nope.
I don't like how they don't answer the real, true questions. You know what I'm saying? So I'm mad at Harris because all she did was criticize what Trump did. What is your plan? What is your answer? What is your result?
It's Trump's fault. He did it. Blah, blah, blah.
And I feel like her job is easy, though.
Yeah.
Because all you got to do is, lie. Just say something better. Yeah. Just come up with something better. Like,
I would have did literally anything else. And people, woo, yeah. That's not answering the question. And yes. Same question to you, Mr. Fly on the head.
My goodness.
So thank you for asking me that question and blah 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 for 2 minutes about the startup to the answer when you have 3 minutes to respond and you spend 2.5 saying thank you for having me, and I'd like to thank the newscasters who are recording this nonsense, and I'd like to thank Harris for listening to me talk for 2.5 minutes before I even attempt to answer this question. And now I'm just going to circumvent the question entirely.
Annoying.
That's all it was for 90 minutes.
Annoying. The last thing was climate change, or at least in this article. Let's talk about who's prepared to lead our country over the course of the next 4 years on what is an existential threat to us as human beings. Joe is about saying we're going to invest in renewable energy. It's going to be about the creation of millions of jobs We will achieve zero emissions by 2050, carbon neutral by 2035. Joe has a plan, Harris said. But what's the fucking plan? That's my only issue with Harris. Pence response. There are no more hurricanes today than there were 100 years ago, but many climate alarmists use hurricanes and fires to try and sell the green now deal. What the are you talking about? My folks used to work at the EPA. This shit is not, it's not fake. It's not bullshit.
Nope.
Like,
even if none of that has changed at all, the ice caps have still melted. They're gone.
Even if the world is not going to blow up and explode, I mean, so what was the threats from the ice caps? That we're just going to get drowned? That we're all going to be
Miami's going to go. Washington's going to go. California, most of California is going to go. New York is going.
Well, let's see, because I don't know if it's true.
What, if all the ice caps melt, or if not?
No,
what?
I mean, the worst extreme of the situation, if that's really
all the coastal cities will more or less disappear, basically.
Yeah, well,
there's parts of Alaska's already going. I don't know if it was California or like Seattle or some shit. There was houses that were on beaches that had miles of beach and land in their backyard, and then most of them have fallen into the ocean now. Everything's
a lot of them. Yeah, they literally have to go take sand from somewhere else and rebuild up the coastline.
Yep.
Like I'm already hip, but it's like if you know how erosion goes and you know how things move, like all of this makes sense.
Yeah.
I do think
But
regardless of whether we have an answer, we definitely need to pay attention to what's going on. Mm-hmm. And that's all I'm saying about just getting rid of the EPA altogether. Mm-hmm. Like, at least pay attention, at least do research. And that was the one thing that they said. That was a whole nother, topic. But research is important. Research and development, having these agencies investing money into that is so important.
Just like in the same way that we have watchdogs groups to make sure that the money that they're given, and it's not just the EPA, but all agencies, watchdogs groups watch them to make sure that all the stuff they do and all the resources they get, they actually do what they're supposed to do. And this is in any industry, Better Business Bureau, and then the federal oversight for any number of something commissions, and then the Senate Intelligence Committee. That's all what they're supposed to do. And then Trump just systematically gutted pretty much all of them. And then the FBI goes, we have evidence that blah. But the FBI has proven in the last 10 years that they're either incompetent, or they're cowards, or they did exactly what they were supposed to do the way they were supposed to, and then no one listened to them. So they're basically useless. And they're supposed to be the ones that get it done. The ATF's fucking up, the NSA's fucking up, and they're spying on us, which was the joke 20, 30, 40 years ago when the FBI was spying on everybody. We're in a bad way. And Trump is just sort of put it all to the limelight of everything, because not only is he not, he's just gonna lie about it, and it's like, but you're not even a good liar. He's gonna lie about it, laugh, or just, yes, okay, sure, I did this thing. Okay, well, the American people were furious. What are you gonna do? Yes.
He won't even admit that he made a mistake. Like,
somebody else.
Like, nah, it was the best choice ever. Oh, all right, cool.
And then somehow somebody will be like, yeah, totally, spying on Americans, or putting Americans on a targeted kill list, or literally not doing anything about the environment.
Alright, so let's get into the Black experience part of the episode before we wrap this motherfucking halftime show up. You already know. Hit us on the IG, man. Let us know who you voting for, who you think is the best candidate. Unknowns, period. Unknowns. Instead of a O, put a 0. Instead of the S, put a 5. Let's get into the bullshit. So Pence definitely tried it.
Yeah.
He definitely tried it. That shit was hilarious. It was a few times where he tried it, and this nigga Flash showed up and was like, no.
This is some bullshit. We're going to stop this right now.
We're going to stop that. So shout out to the fly on Pence's head.
The fly on the wall, which literally became the fly on Pence's head. They're actually selling Halloween costumes about this fly on his hair. This is great.
Shout out to the developers of the new Pence Halloween costumes with the fly. Like, you're everything. Like, you get into the bag, get that mother flipping check. Let me find out what website it is, because we definitely gonna give you a shout out on the next episode. Like,
somebody's like, this is gonna make us so much goddamn money.
Like, okay. So what I really didn't like about the debate, of course, nobody answered the questions. Pence was switching up, but let's get into it. What's up with Pence's face though? How old is Pence? Because they was putting out the ages of Trump 74 and this. Oh my gosh, Biden is 78. He old as shit. They both 79. About to die. Oh shit. And that's 79. Who I wanted to write in was Bernie. He about to die too. They all about to die. And so that's devastating. But anyways, like, but why Pence's face don't be moving though? So this is what I think, y'all.
Lizards.
That whenever Trump do something that Pence don't like, and Pence be acting like, come on, young. Trump just paid that man Pence in Botox.
Damn.
So he shut his mouth. He can't move his face. He shut his mouth. He good. He like,
I still look like I'm 40.
Mr. President said exactly, because his face was looking real. I know Botox when I see it. Wrestling. Shout out to the doctors. Okay.
Snip snip.
Oh, we got some bullshit about Pence. Since we going in the black experience, you already know. First of all, you can't even trust these politicians. Not only because they white, because Kamala, we gonna get into that too. We're gonna get into that. So I Googled Pence's race, because obviously Kamala's race was like a big issue, and I wanted to bring that up for discussion. But the first thing that popped up when I put Pence race, that don't say Mike Pence Wikipedia. During the race, Pence used political donations to pay the mortgage on his house, his personal credit card bill, groceries, golf tournament fees, and car payments for his wife, while the spending was not illegal at the time. And then I clicked on it. That John went straight to the top. Like, I don't even know where in the Wikipedia this information is. I didn't even know Pence was scandalous like this, bro. Like, I was not on dick like that. Listen. First of all, his name is Michael Richard Pence, born June 7th in 1959. American politician. I was just trying to figure out if he was Russian, if he was Canadian for real. Like, I was just trying to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? But we found out some dirt on your homeboy. He ratchet, just like everybody else, robbing Peter to pay mother flipping Paul. And so, I don't know.
He did it, got caught, and then they was like,
it's totally
you can't do that. And to which he replied, well, Your Honor, I didn't know I could do that. Couldn't do that.
Shit. I didn't know I couldn't do that. And that's probably when he was running for governor of Indiana. So
okay.
He's actually the 50th governor of Indiana, or was, from 2013 to 2017. So shout out to everybody who took his job. Anyways, so anyway, that's just how I found that information. I still don't know, like, where Pence is really from. Like, come on, because they be lying, talking about they're American this and they're American that. And so the reason why I looked it up, because I was just looking at her face during the debate. Like, I ain't even gonna fake. Okay, part of the black experience is being super suspect. Okay?
Oh, of everybody.
Of everybody. Because I don't know you like that. And you be lying. I'm looking at her face like, they said she was black, and I know black people be light skinned. Shout out to my sister. She's mad light skinned. Shout out to High Yellow. I love it. Stepfather, all that. Mobius used to be, light white. Mobius used to be real yellow. Mobius used to be so light skinned that the black kids was like, you white. They literally chased this man home from school and told him that he was white. And so I'm just saying, from those experiences, like, I know black, brown, we have many beautiful shades, bro. But she looking real Beyonce right now, Slim. You looking real fake tan in the face, real suspicious in the hands. Her neck, her wrist was mad light. So we was just like, okay. And then even in the debate, she was talking about, my mother moved here And she was 19 years old, and she had me. And so when you look on Wiki, it definitely says she American. But then there's all this other stuff, like she from the islands near the beach, the Caribbean islands. Then they like, is she Jamaican? I don't know if she Jamaican. But then she said she Indian, but she not Native American Indian. She like South Asian Indian.
Like proper Indian.
Like, oh my gosh, proper Indian. Like South, like, you know, Indians and Asian, yeah, South Asian, Indian, and black. Like, you know, listen. I don't really care. I was just saying that her pink ass hands.
Maybe it was the lighting.
Super.
I'm willing to give it the benefit of the doubt by saying maybe it's lighting, but I also am very reserved until I would see somebody in person.
Super suspect.
Harris is sus. Harris.
And so, all right, so now we're going to get into how white people done fucked it up. So, I ain't give a fuck about Obamacare. I'm not necessarily on the team of Obamacare. Or let me not say this. I'm not necessarily on the team of all the things that Obama put in place while he was in office. I understand the point. Some of it make a lot of sense. Some of the protocols I can't get with it from personal experience, but I'm not against that compared to what? Like, what is the other options? If you don't qualify for Medicaid and Blue Cross Blue Shield, you're screwed. One of the things that blow me is, and everybody point this shit out, is Trump's vendetta against the things that Obama has put in place. And so one of the things that bit him in the ass, or so he basically recycled the money. I feel like, yeah, he definitely recycled the money. When he closed out the Obama program that he set up for the Viral Protection Agency, or tracking it in China, all that shit, all the money that was put in that program, he took that shit, and that's the money he just handed us out.
Yep. Probably.
The fuck? Like, that don't solve it. It solved it because guess what?
Everybody's happy right now.
No, there's a lot of dead people, and that's what we wanted in the first place. Yeah. We wanted a whole lot of dead people. We don't have to pass out. That's 200,000. Oh, gosh. What is that, 2 million? So how many people died? They said 210,000. 210,000 times $1,200. The checks that went out. That's 2 million, right? I can't count.
You're not asking.
I don't know. I'm not even, like, whatever. Y'all know what I'm trying to say.
Math.
Like, you pocketed that money. You handed them checks out. Like, come on, young. You saved. That nigga, you save money. The more people die, you saving money. The more people die that ain't got life insurance policies, we saving money. We saving money. Because you know they in debt. And then they family and they kids got paid back all this other bullshit. One thing that I was a little bit suspect about was when your boy pressed out Kamala and said she was a DA and a prosecutor. Okay. I was like, okay, shorty, okay, yeah. She was like, I'm the only person on the stage that was done prosecuted somebody. And then Pence came back and was like, so, you know, African Americans were 19 more times prosecuted in San Diego where you were serving, and you did jack shit about the criminal justice reform. Mm-hmm. I was like, ooh.
Yeah, you did a lot, but that don't mean a lot. At least not to us.
Not even that. Like, I can't see. I don't know what you did.
Yeah.
And you know, and that's that stupid shit.
Well,
like,
I mean,
people
we're not
locally,
over there,
they
so.
should know exactly.
Yeah.
I'm not from San Diego. I wasn't watching her every step that she was making, how she got on the board and all that extra shit. Like, nah. But at the end of the day, like, he ain't say nothing that was wrong. Mm-hmm. But again, my issue with them is y'all going back and forth and y'all pointing fingers and y'all taking shits. And that was my biggest issue with Kamala. Because art of avoidance number motherfucking one. I'm not going to answer the question, and I'm going to poke holes and point fingers at your shit and what you doing. And I'm going to talk shit about that instead of keeping it 100. So one thing I really don't fuck with, like, come on, like, I'm brown. I already don't trust nothing. Like, come on. I don't trust her just because she brown. I don't trust her because she's a politician, bro. Mm-hmm. So I can't just be like, I bang with you off the strength of being brown. No, because you still a politician. That's your skin color to me. And so I need to pick the right person. The skin color don't even matter. Like, I want to support brown people all mother flipping day. And I'm going to do what I have to do to show that. But when niggas keep asking you questions about what your plan is, and you don't have no plan, and you don't have no steps, or no, you keep saying that you got a plan, but you can't tell me the steps, you sound like Trump now. I'm not with it. Do you have a real plan, Kamala? Hit me on my Instagram and let me know.
Even if it was one of those, like, step 1 is this, step 2 is that, step 3, I don't know. Step 4 is profit, though. All right, you got some, you thought about it. You got the groundwork for how you want it to go. How realistic is it? Probably a little ambitious, but you're working on it. But when you go, blah, blah, and this guy and I have a plan, that wasn't grammatically correct. And then, grammatically. That wasn't grammatically correct. So what is your plan, by the way? Yeah,
nothing.
So it was all his fault, though. And, I reclaimed my time, but I got nothing else to say, so I'm going to babble for 5 more minutes. Okay, bye.
It was almost like Trump. Nobody can do it better than we did it. We done did it the best. That's not the answer to the fucking question. And then there was some that they was talking about, and they was like, obviously you didn't do a great job.
Cool.
That Pence ain't had shit. Like, what are you going to say to that? Mm-hmm. Like, obviously, everything y'all did, and there's 210,000 people did. Oh, okay, that's cool. I was very interested in what they was talking about with the $400,000, everybody who made less than $400,000 tax cuts. I was very interested in the people, the couples that make, the households that make less than $125,000 tax cuts. I'm very interested in the 2 years of free college. I'm going to be watching y'all ass if y'all win to make sure y'all do this shit. And if you don't, I'm going to go in on your ass like I did with Obama with the clone meat. Go to your grocery stores. Look up your YouTube videos. Obama said he was going to make sure that clone meat was labeled in the grocery store. And he got in the office and did the absolute opposite. So watch out for that clone meat at that grocery store y'all buying. Get your life. We pretty much done. We just wanted to take shit. The point is, y'all need to pay attention, bro. Pay attention. Look up everybody on your voting joint. I hope you got your mail-in joints. I know Trump trying to mess it all up, man. If you got your joints, man, spend 4 hours. Research everybody on that joint to the best of your ability. Just take some time. It's worth it. And show your kids how important it is to at least know who you up against. Know who your enemies is. Know who the real enemy is. Know who the real enemy is. Like, we cannot play no games out here, bro. Who is the real lesser evil? Know who you're voting for.
Is a Rage Against the Machine song.
Young, I can't. I'm about to do this poem, and then I'm gonna do the final topic. Get ready for this poetry, y'all. Thank you for joining me on the Unknowns podcast. Times are hard. Will things change? Each and every day, do I pray in vain? Money over life. Values don't exist. Violence is acceptable when you mess with my shit. I love life, and I'm proud. My hands are up, screaming, don't kill me now. Soft gold skin, hated for life. Why don't you support me? Failure equals strife. But that's no longer a choice for me and how I'm determined to live my life. Thank y'all, man. Thank y'all. Just like the moderator threw this shit out as one of the last things, I'm gonna say this. What's her name? Susan Page asks Kamala first, if Trump don't give up a peaceful transfer of power, what you gonna do? She avoided the question and said, get out and vote.
Entirely.
And she referred to what Biden said. And that's the only thing I can give respect to.
Mm-hmm.
When y'all ask Biden this question, this is what he said. I'm falling in line and I'm acting accordingly. I can respect that. What did Mobius say? We call him the FBI.
Mm-hmm.
What did Pence say?
I forgot what he
We're
said.
gonna win.
Yeah. We're gonna win. This isn't relevant because we're gonna win. And I know we're gonna win because we're the best.
Exactly. So we just wanted, that was an opportunity for Pence to be corroborated in the crime that him and Trump might commit.
To which he
And so,
elaborately said no comment.
yeah, elaborately said no comment. Thank y'all for joining us on this halftime episode. Man, it was long as shit,
Yeah,
but
it's a
we
halftime,
love
but
y'all.
it's a full episode,
We
basically.
love y'all, man.
See you in the third one.
Yeah, man, we getting it, man. Pay attention, man. Vote. Vote, 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 vote. Shout out to everybody who voting and everybody who not voting, man. Just believe in yourself. You do matter, bro. Your voice, your thoughts, you as an American count. All right, y'all.
Shout out to Mom Spaghetti.
It's annoying. All right, y'all. Holla.
Do a barrel roll.